Good morning, everybody. Happy hump day. Let's go ahead and get this going. Just some quick update for you, right? So I did not do a Monday update. I do apologize, and generally I don't on Tuesday right now. But we did our members only market update a little later on Sunday night, at least my portion. So I just wanted to leave it at that. But we covered one of, essentially this exact move here. So just kind of looking at, the price action for where it is and how it has, how you could have traded it, right? So for the last few days here. So just right off the rip, one thing to, notice is that our last swing low right here, obviously we did take the actual low that was in place from right at 1800. It's just swept it about like by $2, $1 or $2 right here. But effectively what we did was yesterday, right, if you were trading on previous day data, this was our previous day low. All right. And then essentially our overall low as well. But just like we did up here at the high, right, we had, boom, our previous day high at the time, which was our current high. But during this day of trading, what we did is we came up and we swung, failed that high, came back down, closed below the low. I'm sorry, closed below the level. And then from there, we initiated the move down. We had a very similar situation down here at the low, right? So came down here. Not only did we, sweep that previous low in general, but it was our previous day low. So on a day trade, on a setup, if you were looking to trade yesterday, which was Tuesday, this was what you were looking for, right? So came down, swept the level, closed back above, right? So you just stopped out everybody that was trying to get in on a long. Realistically, this whole time frame right here, right? Let's just pretend that from last Friday, obviously on Monday we came up, stopped everybody out here. Anybody else going long in this region trying to, replenish their position, stopped out once again, and then we initiate the move up. Now, how high is this move going to go? Where are we at? What are some targets to be looking for? Well, one of which is going to be, our statistical target for the week is going to be our week pivot. It's coming in right at the quarterly VWAP as well. And as you can see here also, once again, you kind of have to, manage these positions along the way. So updating your charts and kind of knowing where you are throughout the day is important. So we had a new week open, obviously, for this week. This is a very key level to see claimed and be living above. We also had a little bit of confluence around here with the daily open yesterday or today as well. So this is definitely the region you wanted to see held. We did that, and then we've launched ever since. Where are we hitting our head at right now, right? So in the short term here, we're looking up to that weekly pivot, right, for the next potential take profit region, heavy resistance, what have you, right? We've got a gold pocket here that's from the recent high to the current low. I'm going to go ahead and take off this right here. But if we're going to look at our previous week range here, right, we've had a huge deviation of that, right? We've been living outside of it basically the entire week so far. And now we are coming back into that region. We reclaimed that previous week low. So that was the region that we've been looking to reclaim in the group, 1823. Which was a big level here. It was a previous day low here. It was a previous week low here. Obviously, we swept it right there. And then even when you were looking into this, price action yesterday, you had that, even if you missed the SFP right here, what you were looking for is that re-entry back into the previous week low of 1823. Okay. From here, it was to the week open, right? From there, it's previous week val. And then our next take profit along the way here is going to be that weekly pivot right up above us. Now, the thing is that it's Bitcoin that is something of interest right now, because looking at ETH, you would say, in theory, if we were to re-enter this range, get that week pivot, we get this reclaim right here, on a statistical level here, you'd be looking to rotate this range at least back up towards the EQ, right? The middle of the range here. You got your gold pocket. And then you got your point of control just above, and then essentially rotating it all the way back to the high. That is definitely, something to be aware of here. It's about a 10% move, and do mind that Ethereum saw a pretty aggressive drop compared to Bitcoin. I think we dropped about 16% to Bitcoin's maybe 10, 12. And I say aggressive, but generally we see a pretty tight correlation between percentage gains and drops for the most part. And then at times, you get these splits where Ethereum will outperform sometimes to the downside, right? So potentially we get a little bit more gas in the tank and we run it up, rotate this range. I just don't know that that's going to be the case. Looking at Bitcoin, right? And I'm going to take a peek there real quick. Also, be sure to pay attention for Magic Internet Money's channel. He will probably be putting up a short video as well for Bitcoin either today or tomorrow. But him and Max do a really great analysis on Bitcoin, order flow, open interest. So if you're interested in that, be sure to give his channel specifically a check. They are in the group as well, obviously. We do our member-only market updates together. We're actually doing one tonight on Wednesday. So if you're in the group or if you'd like to join the group, go to leadingcrypto.io, or information's in the description box below. Otherwise, yeah, I'm looking at this, and you gotta look at Bitcoin, right, on almost any occasion. And a lot of times they look similar. This is one of the times where we don't, right? So ETH, took the previous week low and is now running into some, headache at the previous week val. And we have not yet met our weekly pivot, and we have a whole range above us, right? Now, if we look at the Bitcoin price action, a little different. Took the previous week low as well, okay? Back in the range, right? So that's what you want to see. And then from there, you have a high probability to rotate the range, right? So you got a gold pocket from our recent high to low, comes in right at the value area high, this 29.5, 29.6 region. We've got our point of control just above us pretty much. We've already basically just melted right up to that weekly pivot. And obviously we've just shot straight through. So, a little different here as, potentially you have some pretty big resistance coming in up here for Bitcoin, right? And it's only about a 1 to 2% move away. When we looked at that drop, right, it was 16 for, I guess it's pretty in par. So yeah, I just kind of keep an eye on Bitcoin because we got the recipe to just get a nice rejection up in this region is there. Right, then we play the game of where we're just going to rotate the range right back down. We did leave a couple things on the way up. When you get these very fast moves up, we tend to get them right back down in the same fashion. And then another thing to point out is we still do have our untapped monthly pivots for both Ethereum and Bitcoin and probably everything in the market. So those have a high hit rate for this month to be met. We're running out of time. Not that they have to be met, but just something. Once again, just an area to keep in mind if we do start making our way back down. Seeing a move through here, like I said, rotate the range is exactly what is anticipated at the moment. All you'd be doing here is high, lower, high, right? And potentially we could very well make our way down, to those regions in the next couple of days here. So what breaks that, obviously, if we clear this value area high and this gold pocket, we do have the previous week high that we could very well come up and meet here, right? At 30,500. The equivalent of that on ETH is all the way back up to, that's allowing us to pretty much run the range here. It comes all the way back up, and that would be rotating this range. So that would be how that would happen, right? Is if we actually probably ran Bitcoin back to like 30,500. But if we hit the brakes on Bitcoin around 29.6, 29.5, maybe we just hit this weekly pivot and we just dump back out. So at the moment, really just kind of paying attention to see how things look. Yeah. In theory, though, like I said, you re-enter this range, we would be targeting higher into these regions. You've got your year pivot up here. Obviously, we want to be living back above this. in the near future for any more upside. But yeah, looking short term, just run it up. 1937 has been our weekly target for this week. Uh, Holding above the weekly open at the moment, so all good there. And just seeing if we can get in this range. And really, I'd say claim the weekly pivot for any more substantial upside, which is going to be running the range up here. But paying attention to Bitcoin is going to be a big one. If we start getting that rejection at the value very high, that gold pocket, then you gotta take that into consideration, right? So that would be how I'm trading Ethereum, right? So hope this update made sense. Hope you all enjoyed it. Max, what's going on, buddy? And look forward to seeing you all tomorrow and in the group, right? So like I said, if you're interested in getting 24/7 access to my analysis, Burmax here in the chat, he's our order flow and open interest specialist over there in Dubai, covers Bitcoins, magnificently, as well as Magic Internet Money. The information for our website is down in the description box at leadingcrypto.io. We do do these updates 10 times an hour. So look forward to seeing you guys there. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow on the update. Hope you all have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Until then.